Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Talk podcast. This episode, I'm just going to get right into streaming platforms right off the bat. Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, anywhere you stream your podcast, or we are here on YouTube, Girls Gotta Talk podcast. Subscribe, join the fam over here. Everything I'm pretty sure is linked in any description, no matter if you're listening on YouTube. I'm pretty sure like everything is everywhere for you guys, but anywhere you want to check this out. To get right into it, so today when I'm recording this, it is October 1st. So we're in October. Technically, fall starts middle of September. I keep saying like by technical, like calendar, whatever. I hate, honestly, putting my birthday as a summer birthday when technically I guess it still is. But the fact that my birthday is in September, I don't like saying summer birthday. But technically, fall doesn't start till the mid-September. Anyways, obviously, like I have to love September. It's my birthday month. Fall starts in September. Like you start getting into the fall transition almost in September, but there's just something about fall in October. Like this is obviously we've been in fall for like 2 weeks now, or maybe even a week. Yeah, it's been a little over a week. So by the time we hit October, we're in fall for a little over a week. The leaves have started to change, and we're just getting the full fall vibes, the fall feels right now, and I love it. And for this episode, I found this on the internet, and it was honestly the greatest thing I probably could have found, honestly, for myself, but I feel the need to share it with you guys. I feel the need to like put it back out there. If you haven't found it or seen this before, like you need to hear this, because I found it, I was reading it, and I was like, oh my God, I love this. Like I absolutely love this. I haven't really started it yet. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to like get into this with you guys, but I haven't actually done anything for this yet. And I honestly can't wait to, because I feel like it's just going to change hopefully everything, like with life in general, with the fall vibes, feels, all that type of stuff. And I feel like it's just going to make this season like so much better than I think it already is personally. But I found this thing on the internet, and it's called the 4-step seasonal reset. We just got out of summer. We're resetting into a new season. Fall is now here, and honestly, hopefully lasts for like a few more weeks, if not like a month. Like I said, I think I said in the last episode, or I've said it before, I live in Connecticut, so we do get all 4 seasons over here. Sometimes fall gets, I feel like, ended a little early. It starts getting super cold, or we get like a super early snowstorm or something. Hopefully, knock on wood, literally, that doesn't happen this year. But I always wait for fall, and I hate when it's like robbed a little early. But I found this 4-step seasonal reset, and as like I said, I was going through it. I was like, oh my God, this is genius. Like this is actually what I didn't know I needed for myself. But yeah, 1 week into fall, it's time to reset for it. We're just going to get right into it. So step 1 is reflect on the past season. So basically take time, honestly, with yourself or within yourself, to reflect on the summer you just had, and kind of look into what you did during the summer, or how you felt during the summer, like how everything around you was. Basically seeing where all your energy went in the summer, what it went to, who it went to, like who it went into, that type of thing. And then kind of what drained your energy the most. It says in the past season, but like I said, we're talking about summer here. And then basically where you can adjust and prioritize your energy for what you want this season. I don't think I've ever really sat and like reflected on a season that just passed. Yeah, I just kind of live life and just kind of go as the seasons change. Like I feel like I'm just still living life kind of the same. And I didn't realize that a reset for each season can, I don't want to say like the word I'm thinking of honestly is dramatic, but I feel like it could make the biggest change. Like if I sat here and tried to think of where all of my energy went in the summer, like I don't think I'd realize until I actually sat here and like got deep within myself, like where my energy went half the time. Or like when it said like what drained you. If I had to sit here like and think about that, like I don't think I would have realized things that happened in the summertime to be able to sit here and make the adjustment for where I can put that energy during the fall. Because honestly, like obviously it's a big change for, I mean, at least for like over here, it's a big change between summer and winter. I mean, not summer and winter, oh my God, summer and fall. Because like summer, obviously it's like beach, it's hot, there's sports, there's like different vibes than what we're going into in the fall. Like you're gonna about to, I can't even talk. We're about to go from wanting to be at the beach from literally when the sun comes up till the sun goes down, if not a little later, and catching sunset at the beach and like all that stuff, to corn maze, leaves crunching, like spooky, a whole different scenario. Like you're gonna go from sitting at the beach to about to go trick-or-treating and seeing all these new decorations, a whole different experience, a whole different vibe, a whole different like foliage type of situation. Like you notice the little things, I feel like most of the time, but when you sit here and dig a little deeper and reflect on energy, I feel like that's so different. I never would have thought to like see where I put energy into like different seasons, if that makes like where I put it in the different seasons. But like I said, this whole thing is like what I didn't know I needed. So like like I said, I'm so happy to start and do this. I feel like these could be really good journal prompts. Low-key might sit there and do that as like journal entries type of things, because I feel like if I just sit here and like think, I'm gonna be so like spaced out and zoned out and not realize like where I was when I started a certain thought, if that makes sense. So I think I'm gonna write it all down and see kind of where I go, what comes to mind type of situation. But speaking of that, the next step 2, is reset your mind. For this, I feel like this step is purely can be journal, like reset your mind, what you want for the fall, basically like set intentions for this season. I feel like I just recently did an episode on like a fall bucket list, and I feel like I say every year, because I know I said it in that episode, that I have things I want to do every fall or like fall season that I never end up doing. So I feel like I'm kind of putting a lot of pressure on myself this year to make things happen. I'm really, really, really intended on like making big changes. Like I would say this year, but like the year's almost ending. Like we have 2 months left of this year, which is honestly kind of crazy, but we're just entering October. So we have October, we have November, and we have December. That is it for this year already. And that is crazy to me. But purely like I'm kind of getting on myself a lot lately on trying to make big changes. And yeah, like I just want a lot to be different. I want a lot to change. And obviously it's not going to change unless I do something about it. So that's kind of where my mindset's been. And I need to kind of put my mindset like into action, if that makes sense. So a lot might be happening lately, soon. I don't really know, but that's kind of my intention for myself so far. but I want to make strong, strong, strong intentions of kind of taking in this season and doing whatever I can. I know a lot of like corn mazes and apple picking and everything has honestly started, but I haven't really thought of that yet. Well, I have, but I want to start going like really soon because I don't know if places last like all through October, but I feel like they don't, honestly. I feel like that kind of ends soon, even though fall just kind of started, but because I don't think you could go apple picking like in November, but I don't know when in October it actually ends. That's okay. We're getting so off topic, but yeah, so I want to get going with that soon. I've been thinking of kind of taking JJ on like a hay ride. I don't know how he'll react to it. I don't know if he'll actually sit for the whole thing or like want to get either like down or off, and obviously he can't play around when everyone else is sitting there, but I don't know if he'll actually enjoy it. I know some, for depending on age, get a little spooky for kids, but I feel like I used to love hay rides growing up, so I thought it'd be interesting to take him on one. I don't know if he's too young. Right now he's only 2, so I don't know if he's too young right now or if he'll be able to go and like sit through one. But yeah, that's definitely a major intention. Apple picking, I know I want to set as an intention. And I don't know what else. I have to plan all this out. Like I said, I want to like write it all on paper just to like physically like see it, because I feel like if I just keep thinking it, I'm going to just keep thinking the same thing over and over. But yeah, the next little thing is seasonal reading, which I know I've mentioned in an episode lately that like fall TBR. I want to make a thing. I don't really know books with like a fall scenario. So I definitely would have to search that or like see what people are reading this season. I know a lot of people I've actually heard say that depending on the season depends on like what type of book they want to read, like mystery or like romance or like nonfiction versus fiction. Like people just want certain things during certain seasons, but that's honestly just kind of like personal preference at that point. I want to try to find books that have like a fall plot almost, so that way I'm kind of getting in the vibe, like getting in the mood, like all that type of stuff, but I don't really know of some off the top of my head. So I'd have to like do a bunch of research on like what books are already on my TBR and then like kind of see what kind of plot and where it is, like what's going on in the book. But seasonal reading, I love that this is on the list because I've been wanting to do it anyway. The next little thing, this is still in step 2. Like this is all for reset your mind. Declutter, organize, decorate. I love that. I feel like decluttering always like is the best thing to do when you're feeling like super almost like out of yourself, to reset your mind, reset your space, like reset you in general. I feel like when you're decluttering, then you start to organize a little better. You're putting things maybe in a space that they should have. They're not just kind of thrown somewhere. And then I feel like with October, fall, Halloween, it's just time to decorate. I feel like personally, I'd much rather decorate like Christmas time, like all the Christmas decorations. I don't know why. I just feel like I just get more into it with that rather than like fall spooky vibes. But I feel like fall decorations, like they kind of bring your space together. I don't know how to explain it. When people are putting up like fake leaves and flowers and they have those, I don't know if every place has those cinnamon broomsticks. Personally, I'm not the fan of like cinnamon smell, so I do not like those. Every time I walk into the store, I'm like, no, 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 no. But people love them. I feel like they kind of just give a vibe. in your home, like it starts smelling like fall. So then if it smells like fall and you're decorating, it feels like it just brings it all together. But I feel like there's always a time to decorate your space, whether you're just decorating because you just moved, you're decorating it to make it look like you're decorating for the seasons, for the holidays. Like there's just always a way to decorate your space. The next thing, 100%, is the journal prompt. Reset your mind, brain dump. There's so many different brain dumps you can do. Like honestly, if you Google brain dumps, so many things pop up for how you can do a brain dump, whether you're doing it by like certain topics or certain things, or if you're literally just taking a blank piece of paper and filling it with whatever is on your mind. I feel like after the fact, no matter how you do a brain dump, you just feel really good about everything because everything is out of your head. And I feel like, I don't know, it just feels very freeing, if we're being honest. But I don't know, like a brain dump can just kind of be a way of seeing what's been happening to you lately. Like if you start with one thing, you might lead into another. And then as you're writing and it's coming to mind, you're kind of like, oh, that did happen. Or, oh, maybe that's why I've been feeling how I'm feeling lately or doing what I'm doing because of this one thing that you didn't really notice or realize was going on, if that makes sense. But I feel like it's also can be a way to plan for the season. Like once you see everything that's going on and you realize you need to take a time to relax or do something for yourself or do something with friends, family, something, like just put it all on paper, plan it out, see what's going on, see how everything is going to play out maybe if you're like pre-planning. The next little thing is movement outside, which I also love. There's something weird about, well, I guess me, but I love being outside in the crisp fall weather. Obviously, it's a little chilly. I mean, not obviously, because not every place gets like a cool fall. We get like 60-degree falls around here. Like right now, I'm pretty sure it's like 60 degrees outside, 65, something like that. For us, that's a pretty, like, that's my fall vibe. Like 65 to 70 degrees is perfect fall weather for me personally. And yes, when you're going from like 80, 90 degree summers where we actually get like really humid over here, it's not like a dry heat, like it's hot, like it's humid. When you're going from that and slowly transitioning into cooler weather where it's like 80, 75, like you feel it starting to cool down. So by the time we get to like 60, 65 degrees, it's a little chilly, it's a little cold. You definitely need a sweatshirt. You're not typically really wearing shorts anymore. I know I was wearing like sweatpants and a t-shirt the other day, and that was kind of comfortable for me. But I don't know, like even though it's getting cold, it's getting crisp. Definitely change of weather over here. I love being outside in that crisp weather. Am I gonna feel cold? Yes, but I don't know what it is. I just want to be outside. I typically am someone that would rather be cold than be hot. So when I'm like outside, I don't want to be out in like the scorching hot heat. I'd rather it be a little cooler, or at least there be like a decent breeze going on. When I go to sleep, I need a cold room. I can't sit in anything hot because then I won't sleep. I need, I don't know, just all around like a cooler environment. I would even say 98% of the time. So if it's cold outside, like yes, I want to go for a walk. Obviously, you keep going, it'll start heating you up, like not crazy, but won't be freezing. You'll probably start working up a little bit of a sweat because you're basically exercising. But I feel like now when you're walking around and it's like a fall environment, a new season, you have like a new foliage, like all the leaves are changing, like I said, over here. So just walking, especially by water, is like my favorite thing. I love just sitting by the water or hearing the water. And with the leaves changing and the cooler air, I feel like it just makes everything so much prettier. maybe that's the reason why I want to be outside, just to look at everything pretty. But I don't know. I just love being outside. Like it's so pretty. It feels so good to me. I love it. So that is definitely gonna start being a new thing, whether I'm by myself or with my son or like with a friend. Like I want to definitely go on more walks this season. I want that to definitely become a thing. Step 3. So we're gonna go from step 2, which was reset your mind, to step 3, which is reset your body. And all I really saw for this online was eat with the season. Obviously, there's a lot of seasonal things like pumpkin. I feel like cinnamon or like cinnamon apple are kind of fall season. I feel like apples are kind of a year-round thing. I feel like they're very summery with like a fruit, something light to eat, healthy type of vibe. But I feel like apples for me really come around in the I don't want to say like come around. Like I said, they're a seasonal thing. I mean, they're a yearly thing, but caramel and like apple, like either a caramel dip or caramel covered apple. I know they make a ton of different those. Well, what? I think they make like a ton of different caramel apples because you could either have it with just the caramel, you can have it with like things on it. You can, I probably buy them in the store like preset to what's already made, but I know you can buy like apples, they have caramel dip, you could buy like whatever toppings you want. Typically I am a very apples and peanut butter type of girl. Like I love apples with peanut butter. I haven't had that in a while actually, but I love that. But I feel like this time of year, like I'm such a caramel person to begin with. Like I love caramel candies like just by themselves. When I get a coffee, I typically get like a caramel iced coffee or caramel iced latte, or if I get anything coffee, like I know I have another coffee order in a place that's like caramel, mocha, and hazelnut like all in one drink. But like I feel like whenever I get coffee of sorts, I usually get caramel in it, whether I have to like customize it or just order it as is. It 95% of the time has caramel in it, so this is just like a caramel season for me, I guess. I don't know. I know they have like, what other like is a fall vegetable, I guess, like butternut squash comes out, fall type vibe. I'm not really a vegetable person, so I don't know what like usually comes out this year or like this time of year, but basically eating with the season was under reset your body. For me, it doesn't really do much for me. I should probably look into like things. Oh, I did try pumpkin this year. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. I know I was saying as a really big unpopular opinion in, I forget what episode it was, but I was trying to get on board with the pumpkin because I'm typically not like a pumpkin person. I don't attract towards the pumpkin when it comes out like a lot of people do. But I have tried a few drinks this year with pumpkin and I actually liked them. I tried the pumpkin chai latte, which I've been wanting to try so bad at Starbucks because everyone was saying that Starbucks' chai in general is just really good. And people were saying that like the pumpkin chai is like the best drink they typically have this time of year besides the pumpkin cold brew, which I haven't tried yet, but I did try the pumpkin chai and I actually really liked it. And I was very surprised with myself because, like I said, I'm not typically like a jump for pumpkin type of person. Hand me any type of like apple cider drink, slushy, like something, I'm all for it. Pumpkin, on the other hand, like you have to work with me a little bit here. But I also tried a couple drinks from Dunkin'. I tried I think it was like a nutty pumpkin is what they call it on like the app or something. It was like pumpkin with hazelnut. And I actually kind of like that one. I am a hazelnut person. So I thought it would kind of, like, pumpkin is basically a sweet flavor and hazelnut's a not sweet flavor. So I thought they would kind of counteract and it wouldn't be as potent. That's like kind of what my mind was thinking when I tried it. I did like it. The weird thing for me is, oh no, it wasn't this one. Was it this one? I think it, no, it was the spice one. It had toasted almond with pumpkin. I tried that one as well, which I think I tried toasted almond or something last year. I don't know, some type of drink. And I didn't like it at all. Like, I just didn't like the toasted almond flavor. It was not it for me. But I tried this with the pumpkin. I'm typically an iced coffee drinker, an iced something drinker. I don't typically go for hot drinks, no matter what time of year we're in. It could be like -10 degrees in the middle of winter. Like, I'm gonna grab an iced coffee. That's just how I am. I'm not, usually the only thing I drink hot is like a hot chocolate. But I personally loved the, whatever they call it. I don't know what they call that one anymore. The toasted almond and pumpkin one. I actually liked it better hot than I did iced, which still surprises me to say, but that's just, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I tried it hot for the first time and I was like, oh, I really like this actually. And the next time I got it iced because, like I said, me being me, I'm typically an iced whatever drinker. I feel like if I were to get it again before pumpkin like left for the season, I would actually get it hot because I enjoyed it a lot better like that than I did iced. But yeah, I feel like I just needed to update you guys on this whole pumpkin experience. I might be slowly getting there, but don't I don't know, don't take my words too seriously here, because next year I'm probably still going to say the same thing of not really feeling the whole pumpkin vibe, but we'll see what happens. The final step in this 4-step seasonal reset is, I feel like it gets a little deep. This is where it all really like brings it all together, is reset your soul. So step 1 was reflect. Step 2 was reset your mind. Step 3 was reset your body, which I feel like you reset your mind and you reset your body a bunch. You probably attempt it for yourself a million times, or at least I do. Like, I know, especially reset my mind. I try to reset my mind at least like 50 times a month. But reset your body. People try to exercise a little more. I don't know, like, again, like walks or what you're eating and what you're putting into your body and all that stuff. But reset your soul, I feel like sounds a little deep, and I love that. I feel like I wouldn't typically do this part by myself unless I saw it like this in front of me and I was like, okay, like that's a new step I've never tried before. But part of this is romanticize the season. I feel like you hear that all the time. I feel like I've heard that a bunch, but I wouldn't really, I would never consider it as a reset your soul. So that's a good little step where like you might be resetting without realize that's what you're resetting, if that makes sense. Romanticize the season. Bring out the fall candles. Light a fall candle. I know I have a whole bucket of candles in my room. I know I need to go through, and I want to pick out some that I can start lighting and having out all the time, because 'tis the season for fall candles. We're a week into fall. They need to start coming out. Seasonal playlists. I've been seeing people post these on their stories on like Instagram. I don't know what would come up typically. I feel like I want to go into like Spotify. That's typically where I listen to music. I don't have Apple Music, so I just jump straight to Spotify. If you just type in like fall playlist or like fall vibe, or I don't know what would come up, but I want to find like a seasonal playlist and just feel the fall vibes that way. Again, decorate for fall. We already went through that. Seasonal bucket lists, I feel like, are so important. I feel like those are so fun just to make. For me, I don't typically check off much off a bucket list, but they're just so fun to make and to look at. Walks. I feel like we went through all this. I never realized this would be like resetting your soul, but I love that I know this now. Walks, reading fall-themed books, cozying up with blankets, watching some fall movies, watching some fall shows. I did watch Hocus Pocus the other day. I think I watched it twice, actually. Not in the same day, but like I watched it one night and then I watched it like the next day too. But fall movies, I've noticed I don't have, I knew I didn't have it, but it's starting to like hit me now where like I go to lay down and I want to watch Gilmore Girls. I don't have Netflix. I have to see if like my parents or my brothers or something have Netflix that I could like sign into their account when they're not using it or something and be like, hey, I'm gonna start this show, don't mind me. But I really want to start, like I've been kind of, it's hard to say like I've been watching Gilmore Girls when I don't actually have Netflix, but I want to watch Gilmore Girls so bad. I feel like I have stopped like in the middle. I don't even know if I would assume I'm out of season 1. I don't know how many episodes are in a season for that show, but I feel like I'm out of season 1. But I'm definitely not out of season. I don't even know how many seasons there are. I feel like I'm not out of season 2. Like I'm in the beginning of season 2, which I feel like isn't really deep into that show at all. But I want to start watching that. I need to put that back on and get into fall vibes that way because that is the easiest way to get into the fall spirit, if you will. The next like bullet in this is start a seasonal journal, which I never really thought to journal by season. Normally my journals are just like brain dumps and kind of reflecting on the day or what's bothering me at the moment or like something small like that. I never thought about like seasonal journals, so that could, I feel like, be very fun. Our what did they used to be called? Are bullet journals, is that what they were called? Still a thing? Like I know people used to love, and that used to be like the biggest trend. I don't know if people still do them. I don't even know if that's what they were called. That's just kind of what came to mind. It sounded kind of right. Bullet journal? Is that right? I don't know. People are just making like cute little journals and taking the time to like really dig deep into what they were doing. I'm not artistic by any means, so I feel like I would attempt and it would not look good and I would just end up doing a regular journal. But if that's still a thing, that could definitely be a fun seasonal journal, kind of counteracting how you decorate a page and what to write about or what you're doing on that page. The last thing in this reset your soul step is honor your needs, which I feel like you should be doing all the time. Yes, you don't honestly do it, but it definitely should be done, or realizing you need to do it sooner rather than later. Your needs are going to change with different seasons. Like summer, we're exiting summer, but in the summer, you might have needed sunlight, sitting at the beach, just that vitamin C, vitamin D, whatever it is, type of thing. But fall, you might need more walks outside, like more fresh air, journaling, reading vibes, taking time for yourself and watching your favorite fall movie 900 times. And you don't have to tell people that you watched it 900 times, but something along those lines, just something for you almost. Whether you're still doing that with a friend or you're doing it by yourself, just make sure you're kind of looking out for yourself I know I'm like saying this very deeply so I could like install it in my own brain because I definitely need to do that for myself. But yes, honoring your needs are going to change per season, whether you realize that or not. So I feel like that could turn into something very fun. You can be honoring your own self and going apple picking by yourself, or going to buy some apple cider to indulge for yourself. Any type of fall drink, just get it. Get it. Get it. I feel like Starbucks is so unreasonably priced and so expensive, but sometimes you're just like, whatever, I'm gonna get myself that pumpkin chai drink that I've always been wanting to try. I forget how much that was, but I low-key, like, part of me not wanting to try it was the price, because I was like, I don't want to try this if it's gonna be like super expensive for a drink that I'm not gonna like. I would have been so upset, but I'm actually really thrilled that I love it. I might get it again soon just to have it again, but yeah, if you've never seen this before, 4-step seasonal reset. Kind of Google it, see it for yourself, but this is something I didn't know I needed in my life, and I'm so glad I found it. I'm so glad this is on the internet. I'm so glad someone made this. Whoever made this, genius. Like, I'm hoping they're living life really well. I'm hoping they're thriving and completely amazing, because that is the greatest thing I think anyone could have ever made for the internet. But yeah, with that being said, that is all I have for this episode. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoy your fall, whether you fully get fall or not, depending on where you live. But I hope you guys enjoy your fall season, do something fun, drink something fun, spend time with yourself, watch your favorite movie, buy your favorite blanket, or cuddle up with your favorite blanket, take out your favorite sweaters. Honestly, all the fun vibes. But I'll see you guys next week, back with a brand new episode. Bye.